This poem is called Bottom Power. Bottom Power was inspired by the story of Saki Bartman, who is otherwise known as the Hottentot Venus. She was a woman from South Africa who was brought over here to Europe in the late 18th century and displayed in human zoos and the equivalent of circuses at that time. And she was also used as an example of the animal nature of black people and especially of black women because she had really protuberant buttocks, which were quite common in her tribe, the Khoikhoi. Bottom power. A backside floats inside the dark side of a history pickled in formaldehyde. This wasn't a Damien Hirst or the slaking of knowledge thirst of one-eyed men leading blind fools and grasping for straws in the genetic pool. This was a museum in gay Paris, and here was young Saki, the ultimate other, whose derriere was the denier cri, eclipsing all dimensions of what a pair of buttocks dared be. She was caught up in the scramble for African booty and shipped across the straits of incredulity. Branded freak, sideshow curiosity, baby's back had way too much front, refracted in the sweaty gaze of Eurocentricity. It was exuberant and protuberant. It undulated around the sinuous figure of 8. Her hips rolled like green across the hills of the veldt. It was an arsenal of flesh and fodder for fetish. They all came to relish the drama playing out on the curvature of her spine. Uncanny funny, they muttered. A Khyber pass as bold as brass, they gasped. Steatopegus, gluteus maximus, heaven help us, it takes no prisoners, they marvelled. Lordy, Lord, her hiney surely must have taken out a deposit with the Almighty, they hollered. What an untidy pudendus! Ear what? Let's call it Venus! The show was over, but there was no love lost here, save for that of one-eyed men rutting for notions of an inferior posterior in the funnel between her thighs. Saki loses self in the arse end of a bottle, dying to resurrect her highs. Then again, I see you, baby, shaking that ass, shaking that ass, shaking that ass fast, whipping up a frenzy of peach-shaped fecundity, tail feather perched optimistically high on your hips, pulsating, rocking down the rhythm of Sir Mix-a-Lot's fancy and rump shaking, tush wagging, butt jiggling, bumper pulling, caboose stacking, money making, bad ass kicking, hip sways and dips. Then he asks, did God break the mold, shaping Beyonce's round mound, forming Kylie's bite-sized hindquarters, delivering the broadside that is J-Lo's backside? God-given is reason and ample hemispherical features. They distinguish us from all other living creatures. They are ridiculous and sublime. They have been vilified and eroticized in turn. They are the mount of all desire. But it's hardly the seat of all wisdom. If bum cracks are the new cleavage and Mother Nature made you average, get your ass down to Brazil for some nip and tuck leverage. Saki's ass was everything like the sun. It was big, it was bold, it was a celestial body rising to contour South Africa's coast. It was a ledge to stand on and gaze into the face of heaven's host.